Well,
I've got a question burning today,
okay.
and I don't know when we'll get to it. It'll include our guest. I'm going to let that cat out of the bag now.
Like burning in such a way that like you need a topical cream? Like you probably shouldn't be visiting a European sauna without keeping your shorts on? Like what kind of... Is it like an itching and burning?
I'm not up to my etiquette on European saunas, so I don't know. But it's a mild burn.
Okay.
Like I was able to continue on my day today.
Oh, okay. But still potentially contagious?
I don't know.
Right? Like a European spa, like the notion of if it were burning enough that it wouldn't be appropriate at a European spa, it would kind of be like your taint should not touch a surface where someone else's taint may touch.
Listen, speaking of European saunas, we're here today.
That's better than saying speak. I thought you were about to introduce the guest and say speaking of taints.
No,
and I'm like,
stop it. Ring us in. I'm not biting on this anymore. This is a bingo card, and this is me not picking on a baby.
I don't know.
Brit.
Yeah, I don't know if you bit onto it at all. But hello and welcome.
Welcome to the Movie Man podcast. I am Peter. My European bakery expert is
bakery.
I don't know.
Bakery.
There's a local bakery called the European Bakery.
Yeah, but you never go into a bakery and are like, do you have any day-old taints?
No one says that anywhere. What we're here to do today is review the 2014 film Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. We're here to review that film.
Yeah.
We're here to continue the series of our Planet of the Apes series, and we're here to do it with our good friend of the show, Marshall. Marshall, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
The legendary, the Dune reviewer, the gifter of the Cimmerils.
I was also going to say that because like we're not reviewing Dune 3 and Marshall's here, so like it's weird. Like it's no, friend of the show, old friend of the show, like from not day one, but like day pretty close to one.
Marshall, I have to ask because you and I share a kinhood.
Ooh.
And it's not the topic of this episode. We've already released our episode for it, so we can't discuss it in any great detail. But have you, my friend, seen War of the Rohirrim?
I have not.
Okay.
By choice, like you're saying I'm not seeing it, or you just haven't gotten around?
I have not intentionally gone to see it.
Oh.
That would have been my guess because Marshall sounds upbeat
Selective.
and happy. No, he sounds upbeat and happy, so I just assumed he hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I had seen that there were not great reviews.
I didn't think Lord of the Rings prequel anime. How can you go wrong, right?
I didn't think the trailer looked that great.
Just why? Was it the anime? Be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the quality.
The quality.
Not the fact that it's anime. I do appreciate anime, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The quality is what got you.
Hey, man, they name drop Gandalf. They're nothing if not desperate.
I have to say Rohirrim's probably my least favorite culture of Middle-earth, so that's another factor.
Me too.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, me too, 100%. Well, I mean, I don't know if I care much about the dwellers in Rune. I don't know if I care a whole ton about the Easterlings, but
I'd be more interested. That guy riding a Oliphant, like that guy had some cool cultural.
Yeah,
there's definitely some cult stuff going on there. But like even just I'm like, oh yeah, we're back in the fields,
back on the
There's
horses.
more horses. Yeah, there we go.
You smell of horse.
So let's do this. I'm going into this right now. I know that I'm going to say some unpopular things today.
Do you okay. Wow.
I know. Well, specifically, like, I don't know what Pete thinks of this movie.
No.
But I'm guessing Marshall likes it because Marshall was excited to be in this episode,
right.
Unless on the off chance that Marshall is like, oh boy, I ain't ever been ready to shit on a film like I have, right? And that's why he's excited to be here. But I'm going to guess that much like when he came on and he discussed Dune with us,
right.
That it is it is quite the opposite, and that he's a fan of this film. Listen, let's do our initial impressions.
And I will rein you in. Let's keep the initial impressions like 30 to 45 seconds.
Yes, Dad.
Brief, and eat your vegetables while you do it, and say your prayers.
I don't have to hold my breath this time.
No, you can breathe multiple times. Just keep it 45 seconds.
I don't think it's a bad film.
Okay.
I don't think it is as interesting or as exciting as the previous one. Okay. For a number of reasons. I think that this film very much feels like filler a lot of the time. Okay. Like the stepping stones simply towards what's to come.
The gateway movie. This is the marijuana
kind
movie
of
leading to the cocaine.
Sure. That was very me of you. But yeah, it's fun and action filled. It's definitely got tension, but it's just not near as interesting as what came prior.
Okay.
And the last thing I'll say, because I said I was never going to say this again or bring it up again, but it's got to be said, this film has the name that the last film should have had, and the last film has the name that this film should have had, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't make any sense that it's Rise and then Dawn. That's dumb.
It's all right, but I don't know if it's as bad as you make it out to be.
Well, and then in the next film, it's like the credits will roll. I'm telling you right now, the credits will roll, and you'll go, so like what war? Is there a war in the post-credit scene? Is the whole, you mean Prison Break of the Planet of the Apes? Like what's going on here?
Marshall,
Spoilers.
What are your initial impressions?
I also don't think this is a bad film. And good. I'd go so far as to say I think it's a good film.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I rewatched the original trilogy this past year, 2024, in preparation for the new one coming out. And
okay. The original trilogy is in before the Matt Reeves film?
Sorry, this.
Oh, okay. Because you want to start talking about original Planet of the Apes
right,
here.
You're right. Original is the wrong word.
Pete and I can take you down a rabbit hole of underground cave dwellers that
you don't want to go down.
I've followed you down that rabbit hole in audio.
Right.
No, I shouldn't have said original. I had seen Rise when it came out, and I believe I saw Dawn in theaters, and initially I wasn't impressed with it, and so I never went and saw War. And so this past year I watched Rise and Dawn and War to get ready for Kingdom.
And no spoilers, because neither Peter or I have seen Kingdom yet.
Yep. Of course. And on that rewatch, I still enjoyed Rise, which is one that I had fond memories of. And the difference on that rewatch was that I went, oh my goodness, I really like Dawn. And I, on my first watch, didn't think it was good at all, enough that I didn't check out War. So it made me really excited to check out War. But yeah, that's how much I liked it.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I would echo kind of what Marshall said. I remember like a decade ago watching these films going, yeah, like James Franco, that was the better film. And then the second one was just kind of, it's filler. And so much so that I wasn't so eager to see War.
Just 2 hours in the woods.
Honestly, so here we go. I wrote this down so I would remember this. Easily the best Apes film so far. Easily better than the previous one. I was captivated from the beginning. There's a point where it lulled.
Wait, no, that's not it.
No, I'll applaud you. This is the best one so far.
Thank you. Listen, this is the most interesting human characters have been in a film like this for ages. It's the most...
no, hang on. Say that again, but slower. I need that feels like a big statement I need to wrap my head around.
These are the most interesting human characters we've had in quite some time.
In Apes or in cinema?
Let me clarify. In this series.
Oh, okay.
In this series. The most interesting human characters.
Whoa, dude.
No, I'm not. Let me take it back.
In
this
cinematic
series,
history.
in this series, these are the most interesting human characters we've had, both individually, both as a group. But the movie was simple. The plot was simple.
Say that again.
But it was layered and easy to follow. And there were high stakes. And I'm going on a limb. This was a really good film. That's what I will end this with. And I can't believe how much I enjoyed this. I was expecting filler, kind of like you said, Brady. I was expecting that because that's what I thought last time. And I was wrong. This is the best one so far.
Wow.
Brady, had you seen this one before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so all of us had seen this
I'd
before.
seen all three of the Matt Reeves ones.
Not all three. Matt Reeves only did Dawn and War.
Just Dawn and War.
Oh, who did...
Some guy, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well,
I
I'd
wrote his
seen
name down on a previous piece of paper. But
Sorry, I'd seen all three Andy Serkis.
Right. Marshall, can I start you off with a question? Just because I said I had that burning and I needed an antibiotic for it.
Whoa, sure.
What led you to pick this film to talk about, and why was it Jason Clarke?
Yeah, sure. It was that rewatch that I did this past year where I just realized that I really liked Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And when you guys were going through the Planet of the Apes film series, I figured that it was a great... at the time, it was my favorite. I think I had probably just watched it. And so I was like, hey, if you want to do this one, I'd love to chat about it.
Did you... I'm going to be totally honest. I had forgotten Matt Reeves was involved with these Apes movies at all. Did you guys, did either of you remember that Matt Reeves did this?
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the reasons I went back and rewatched it, is because I enjoyed the Batman so much, which is funny because on this podcast, I was like, you should invite me on to make fun of the Batman.
See, that's what Brady talked about. It's like you could either be coming on to dump on something, which at the time you were like, we'll be the Batman, and then now you love it.
Yeah. I do still contend that I think Robert Pattinson feels more like he would make a good Robin rather than a...
or Nightwing.
Robin or Nightwing rather than Bruce Wayne. But I do think he makes a fine Batman, and I think Matt Reeves makes an amazing Batman film. So because I liked that... Sorry.
It'll take him 60 years to release the next one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I know this isn't the movie news podcast, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's been delayed again. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't even love Batman or Matt Reeves either as much as both of you, but I am looking forward to that second film.
Listen, in the amount of time that it has taken to get from the first Batman film to even having a script finished for the Batman 2, fantastic. 4 movies have been announced and will have been released. Prime ministers have resigned. There's all kinds
Way
of...
to date yourself.
Things. Look, no, I'm not weighing in on it. I'm not saying whether I think it's good or bad.
Not your age,
but
the age you're recording.
Yeah. I'm actually really, 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 really pleased today with how little, I've maybe seen 2 things in the entirety of my Facebook timeline. Right. I just expected people coming out of the woodwork, and I was like, look, whether I agree or disagree with you, I just
don't care.
Show me your cat memes. I don't
Isn't that
need
all
to
Facebook
see...
is now? Cat memes?
Yeah, I don't need to see your F Trudeau stuff.
And pierogi recipes.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should get back on Facebook.
So I wrote down 3 notes.
Sure.
Not because I only have 3 things to talk about, but I wrote down 3 notes because, I forgot to keep writing down notes after that.
Because you were so engrossed.
When do you want me? I've got one more cat to let out of the bag. It hasn't breathed all day. I forgot to cut air holes in the bag.
Okay.
When do you want to play that audio clip?
Dead cat.
I don't know what the audio... So Pete has an audio clip. I have no idea what the hell it is, so I can't weigh in.
I'm worried that
if it's the announcement of you leaving the podcast for good, then I would say...
Sooner the better.
I would say, didn't that already happen a year and a half ago? But no, then that feels more like a finale thing. So I don't know what it is.
It's not pertinent, but I worry... it's something that I want to make a point about for the movie.
Okay.
And I maybe want to get it out
Do
of the
you
way
want to play it
first.
now?
But let's play it now. So I'm going to give some context. This is a clip from a previous movie that Brady and I reviewed in the Apes series. I'll give some context to it in a second. Marshall, listen in. Brady, listen in. Listener, listen in. And I'll go there from there.
47 minutes long. Okay.
47 minutes.
Oh, seconds.
Seconds. Might feel like 47 minutes.
Okay, something has happened and we're going somewhere and these people have joined us. And the question came up in my head a couple of times. Okay. So what's going on and who are these people? And what is their... You know what? I don't care. Hang on, let me pause it. What is this? What episode is this from?
You don't need... I'll give some context at the end.
Like... You know, and that's like, I'm being honest.
No, I was right there with you.
Right, where I was like, I don't fully understand what's going on right now, but also I don't know if it matters.
Yep.
Right, like
that's where we were.
That's one of your best, like, big belly laughs. That pumped my tires a little bit. I'm not a big egotistical person, but I'm feeling good about
so that was
how incapacitated you were there.
That was for 2001's Tim Burton's Planet of the
Okay.
Apes. But
wait. Are we recording again?
Yes.
I can't tell when it ended. Back. Brady, were you just saying now that you were feeling good about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that 100%. Was part of the recording.
No.
So that was from 2001, Tim Burton's Apes review that we did. But what I'm trying to say is that really didn't matter what Apes movie we were talking about. That could have applied to a lot where we didn't know what the plot was. It didn't really matter. We didn't really care. We almost needed to Google it to understand what people's motivations were.
Yep.
This movie...
Like a James Bond film.
Like a lot of James Bond films. Truly like a lot of the old... quote-unquote classic James Bond films.
Like Lost in Translation.
No, you know what's going on in that. You just don't want to understand.
I just don't know why it's going on.
Yeah, there you go. There's not really a plot. It's just going on.
It's just happening.
Hey, you batten down there. Don't help him.
I like films with no plot.
Let's shift gears on this episode. Let's just talk about the entire lack of a first, second, and third act that is Lost in Translation.
Isn't it great?
But did you say isn't it great?
Yeah. Push those boundaries of film.
Yes! I love it. So what I'm trying to say is, for me, and I wanted to get this out here because I feel like you might not enjoy how simple this plot was today. But for me, what really worked for this movie is it had stakes, it had rich characters, it had me intrigued. But I could have gone to pee at any point in this movie, and I could have come back and known exactly what was going on, exactly who was motivated, and exactly why they were motivated. It wasn't like some of these, I want to say most of these other Apes movies, where if you're paying attention the whole time, you might not understand what people are doing.
How many times did you have to pee during this film?
Better question is, how many sittings did it take me to watch this film?
Oh God! And how small of a screen in a well-lit room of the bus stop?
Did you download it on your iPod Nano?
I swear to God.
Wait, what did Marshall say? Did I download it on what?
Your iPod Nano?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby, that's a flashback.
No, it's worse. It was an iPod Shuffle. He's like, it doesn't have a screen, but I'm still...
I'm right there.
Look at those visuals. Yeah, no, I swear to God, the man is a co-founder of a movie podcast. Approaching 450 episodes.
Yes.
We have reviewed bigwig Hollywood directors.
Sure.
We have reviewed indie directors.
Yep.
We've been to the friggin' surface of the sun and back here. Right. And the guy's got, like, for me, if I'm watching a film, right, a film is an experience. It needs to be this immersive thing. Mm-hmm. Big ass screen.
Yeah.
But not just like with good blacks and audio. I mean, audio is almost, not almost. Audio is more important than picture, right? Like proper.
I think it's as important.
Well, so it's.
I think that's fair.
I mean, there's this interesting, and this is something you can recreate yourself.
Okay.
Watch super high quality footage. Watch 4K footage on really shitty speakers, and it will feel like low quality footage.
Well, so it's like distracting.
It's just, it pulls you right out of it. Watch kind of half okay, not great quality resolution with really good, expensive, high-end headphones. And it's this thing that happens with the brain. Like it's a scientific psychological thing that happens. Great audio will actually make an image look better. Like it increases the visual fidelity of,
or your ability to understand it, at least.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's all that aside. I'm like, dark room, and I swear, like, there are two types of people in this world who deserve to burn in hell. And that is people who get up to go to the washroom, like basically exactly what Pete just described. People who get up to go to the washroom and are like, oh no, don't pause it, it's fine. What the hell are you talking? Then go home. You're not watching? You're not a part of this? Go home.
I think you're honing in on I'm using that as a metaphor just to talk about a plot line to say.
That's fine. And the other people who should burn in hell are the people who talk through films. It's like, no, I don't.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's whatever. The house is on fire. It's fine.
Yeah. How much do you think that house would go for?
Right?
Do you think that car is insured?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like, no, don't.
Shut up.
Pay attention.
You don't do this in the movie theater. Pretend my living room is a movie theater. Shut up.
That's the worst, is the people
Get off
who
your phone.
do it in the theater.
Have you come, like, it's not since high school.
I've yelled at people in a movie theater. I've yelled at children. During the second Venom film, there was some dumb woman who decided that she was going to bring 8 children. I don't know if it was a birthday party, what it was. 8 kids.
Get off it. I mean, to Venom, though. I guess it's not a kid's movie.
10 o'clock showing.
Okay, yeah.
And these kids are like 12, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of boys going, and at one, I stood up and I was like, can you guys shut up? Like, it was absurd.
I just give them the look.
Like, it was Dolby Atmos, and I couldn't hear what the hell they were saying on the screen over these kids' stupid laughing.
At most, they were dopes.
Right? And then all of a sudden, there's like this really intense, intimate sex scene where, like, maybe there's some nudity or maybe there's whatever. And then all of a sudden, the kids are like, and you're like, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your kids. Yeah.
So
this movie.
So reining it back in. Where do we think on the plot? I think it's good. I think it's simple. Marshall, what do you think? Do you think... I'm going to assume you're in my camp for this because you like this movie, but what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the plot's really good. I think one of my favorite things about the plot was noticing how there's kind of repeat or sort of like rhymes in the plot, or in the characters at least, and seeing how he played with the dynamics of the characters within the story. So I really enjoyed the plot. Yeah, I think it's good.
And you don't think the simplicity... Like, you think the simplicity
Buddy,
works?
one of my favorite movies is a Russian movie that takes place over 7 days and is just a guy putting his pants on and eating potatoes. I'm okay with
simple.
Not a lot of plot.
Right.
I'm okay with not a lot of plot, too.
For sure.
One of my favorite films, sort of to echo and steal Marshall's thunder here.
Sure.
Is a film called The Sunset Limited.
Sure.
And it's a film adaptation of a stage production. It is Samuel L. Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones, and it's 90 minutes of them sitting in one room at one table having a conversation.
Right.
And it's brilliant. Mm-hmm. The problem that I have with this plot, look, the plot of this film is completely adequate and serviceable to what this film is. But The issue is that this film, as I sort of alluded to before, even when this film first came out, before there was the existence of what's to come,
Sure.
this film felt to me like, what's the final Hunger Games? Is it Mockingjay?
Oh yeah, whatever
Right?
the one that's the two-parter.
It felt like Mockingjay Part 1.
where we got to set things up
Right?
for the end.
Where it just felt like, okay, this film exists because
we can't have
we
a
need
5-hour
to.
final movie.
Yeah, it's been a 10-year gap, and so let's show sort of a little bit of what's going on. But the main purpose of this film is is as an origin story to the villain that is Kobo. Right?
Can I give you a total opposite take?
Sure.
My takeaway after I watched it this last year that I watched it was, I think you could watch this instead of Rise. Like it makes Rise not necessary.
Irrelevant?
Yeah, because it's got enough flashbacks or like narrative, little tiny narrative summing up of Rise that you're like, oh, like why would I watch that?
I honestly, I
disagree, but
I think it's great for character development, but story-wise, I think Rise is summed up in like two scenes from
Honestly?
Dawn, and Dawn could be like a standalone film before the original Planet of the Apes.
10 years ago, I would have said you're out to lunch, but on my most recent viewing, I think, like, I'm not saying I dislike Rise, but I get that. Like, you could skip Rise, or there could be a universe where it just starts with Dawn.
I disagree, and the only reason I disagree, maybe not the only reason, but the reason that I can think of right now is what you lose. Like, yeah, there's some flashbacks, but what you really lose by skipping Rise is the fundamental understanding of why is Caesar so empathetic towards humans.
Why does he have that one connection of he believes in humans because of that one person he knew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
and so, like, even that, like, some people would argue, well, but you need to see how bad things were for Kobo. Not really. I mean, I think it helps.
Is it Kobo or Koba?
Koba. Sorry. Okay. Koba. Not really. I mean, it helps to see it in Rise, right? It definitely, I think, adds weight and layer to it. But Pete just opened a can. I think it's one of those THC infused drinks.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, with the little
Same
green
thing.
leaf. What's the little green leaf where the A should be on cola? What is that?
It's mint.
Mint.
Mint cola?
No, but so I just.
I mean, that's fair,
right?
You,
so
you guys are
there's-
saying you guys are giving the perspectives on both sides of it,
right, and there's so many references in this film. Like, you would, if you were to skip Rise, if Rise were not to exist, you would need a little bit of further explanation, because they spend a lot of time in this film referencing the virus, talking about the virus. And that really is, as much as the first film is setting up who Caesar is, the first film is also establishing how, like, this was a part of our review for the last one. It's a film about, realistically, in a real world setting, how could we reach a point? What would the scientific justification, outside of the original explanation from the films in the 60s, where it's like, oh yeah, there was this disease, it killed all the cats and dogs, and then people took apes on as pets, and then the apes got smarter. And like, for the 60s, maybe that was fine. But for a modern audience, the first film is an explanation of how could, scientifically and believably, we reach a point where such a thing could happen that would wipe out all the humans, or the majority of humans, and cause hyperintelligence in apes. And so, yeah, I think it does a lot of, if anything, what the first film does is provides a lot of grounding for this universe.
Yeah.
That would not be there if you just started with this film and you're like, yeah, okay, but super smart apes and most of the humans are gone. I mean, I guess that's the disbelief that I need to suspend for this universe. Watching the first film does away with the need to suspend that disbelief.
For sure.
You're not wrong. I do think Marshall raises the interesting point. Like, if this movie was made today in a different climate, maybe it would just be like, yeah, we're starting here and we have more flashbacks to bridge the gaps that you're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
I want to ask a rapid fire question to each of you.
Sure.
And just, I'm not trying to make a point by this. I just want your honest opinion, like yes or no.
No.
It's eerie how you both said
So what's
no.
next?
Is this movie better than all 5 of the originals?
No.
Well, I take my
okay. In what
spontaneous
context?
no back.
Okay, so you said no.
Well, no. But,
I'll let you expand. But
Yeah.
Marshall, yes or no?
I have to caveat it with I've only seen the original Planet of the Apes. I haven't seen any of the sequels. I've listened to all of your reviews, and they sound pretty terrible across the board. So
hey, man,
based
the
on
third one?
based on the information I have, I'm going to say this one is better.
Escape was good. Pete and I both liked Escape.
Yeah.
Right? The one that's set in like the 70s
Yeah.
or whatever.
Like, and I'll caveat that by saying, yes, I liked it. It was still rough around the edges. It had some really cool stuff at its core, but it could have been done better.
I mean, so my question then, before I reinforce my no, is the question, is this film better than any one film from
The 5.
the 5? Or if you're looking at the 5 as one thing, is this film better than those 5?
What I think I'm trying to say is, I guess what I'm trying to get at is,
If you have 6 films, it's the original 5 and it's this one. Is this the best one?
correct. Because I know what I'm trying to get at here is, you're saying it's not the best in the series, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, which of those 5 would you say are better, if any?
Story-wise, I would say no.
Okay.
But I mean, obviously, just in entertainment value, in the fact that it's not dated, in the fact that it's more appeasing to our modern cinematic sensibilities, then yeah, right? Like, it's the easiest watch, because you're not swallowing the pill that is, people dressed up as apes and 1970s dialogue.
And what I'll add on that, though, is I can get past if something's good at its core, but it's rough around the edges, like it's a bad costume.
Yeah.
But, like, think about your answer here. Like, at the end of those movies that might have had some interesting gold nugget of, like, that's a really interesting premise, but you got to swallow a lot of shit to get to the end. Like, is it really worth it? At least with this one, it might not be your favorite, but it's an easy watch. For me, it was an easy watch because it was enjoyable,
Yes.
but, like, this wasn't painful. You're not watching some guy in a feather costume.
Yeah, no. And I mean, that's where you and I split hairs, because I will still die on the hill that every single Apes film, even the 2001 Apes film,
Gosh, what are you going to say?
the whether it was the costuming or the effects, even if they don't necessarily hold up today,
They don't. I'd argue even Dawn. What's the 2011 one? Rise. Rise doesn't even hold up.
it doesn't hold up. No,
Like, you look
but-
at the gap in the 3 years, and let's just talk about that for a second. Like, there's times in this 2014 film, you look and their hair is blowing in the wind, and you go, "Holy crap!"
Yes, no, 100%.
Incredible. Even in 2011, like, you and I watched it, and at the time it was great. But when you and I watched this a couple weeks ago, you see him floating around James Franco's house, and you go, "Oh, that's..."
Yeah, I mean, and this one's definitely better.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a massive jump. Like, there are some scenes where you can tell some shots they spent more time on than others,
That's
even
definitely
in this
true.
film. But no, what I was saying is, every single Apes film, for the time that it was released, right? The 2001 one being released in 2001, the 60s, 1968 or whatever it is, being released in 68. The execution of the apes in every single Apes film was, for the time that it was released in, was groundbreaking, state-of-the-art, flawless.
But pause. And Marshall, I'll cut you back in here in a second, but I got to stop Brady on this tangent here. I get you. But if we were watching A Night to Remember, a Titanic film from 1950, whatever.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was for its time, it was groundbreaking. Are you ever going to say, you know what, tonight, honey, instead of watching 1997's James Cameron's Titanic, let's watch this 1950s, no offense, piece of crap, because at the time it was groundbreaking.
Yeah, probably. At least once.
Yeah. Never again.
In the same way that The Wizard of Oz was groundbreaking. In the same
but that
way
holds up. Like, things, that's different,
but why?
though.
But why?
Some things in ground, like, that's different. When you watch the jankiness of the Monkeys movies, some things just don't hold up. Yeah, it was groundbreaking at the time, but it's still distractingly awful.
In the first Apes film.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that you can sometimes, during a real close-up, see the actor's blacked out teeth in behind, like deep inside the mouth. But like no, but like the seamlessness of the application of the prosthetics, the seamlessness of the application of the fur. I'm telling you right now, even today, if you were to go to a Halloween party this year and someone showed up in that, you would be floored.
I wouldn't. I might appreciate it.
This is the greatest costume I've ever seen in person.
I would never say that, but I would appreciate
really?
it.
What costume have you seen better?
Not that,
jackass. What?
I'm not trying to be.
What costume have you seen that's better?
I'm not going to say that.
You haven't.
Okay. All right. Let answer the finish. Answer the question, and then let's move on. So, which of the 5 movies would you put ahead of this? Just for some context.
Story wise.
Just overall, like when the credits roll and you go, honey.
The third one, Escape.
But that's it. That's the only one you'd put ahead.
I think so. I mean,
and you would for sure you would put all of number 3 ahead of this.
There's a statement to be made about the iconicism of Charlton Heston's Planet of the Apes, of that first one, which again, I didn't rate super high.
No.
You didn't rate super high. But there is something to be said about that film. Right? In the same way that there is something to be said, even though not the worst Star Wars film, but certainly the most boring, is A New Hope. Like, it just is. It's just slow.
It's not the worst.
It's no, it's not. I'm not saying it is the worst. No, I don't think it's the worst.
Okay, maybe not. But
I don't think it's the
worst.
But it is the slowest paced.
Sure.
It's super impressive, right? And stands the test of time for two reasons.
And if you look at the makeup of I'm going to kill the joke. I'm going to stop now.
The Wookiee?
No. The little guys in the desert with the hoods.
The Jawas.
Yeah, if you look at the makeup of the Jawas and their teeth are blacked out, and if they show someone to a Halloween costume showed up in that.
But no, that film's groundbreaking for 2 reasons. One is because it changed the film industry forever.
Sure.
It invented techniques. They created their own effects house in order to do it.
Yep.
And 2 is because over the course of 2 hours, they cram so much information down your throat about what the universe is, who the Empire are, who the Jedi are, what the Force is, how the Force works, who these characters are,
what
the stakes are.
What happened to Luke's father from a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view. We even get a throwaway line telling us, okay, at some point there were Clone Wars, right? Like that's... But at no point, like, you finish the film and you're like, holy shit, I now completely understand Star Wars, but I don't feel like I've spent 2 hours having information crammed down my throat.
Right.
It is as incredible as the opening monologue of Fellowship of the Ring.
Sure.
Right? Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But all of that aside...
You would put number 3 ahead of
I would put number 3 ahead of it, and I think an argument there's an argument to be made about the iconicism and really the one package standaloneness that is the first one.
Sure.
Right? That the first one, realistically, was a series that didn't need, or was a film that didn't need any more sequels.
No,
right? It could just be, look, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is set in the future.
The end.
And it turns out it was Earth, and they're all effed. The end. Right? Like so there's something about that. But no, but again, if you gave, it's weird because I think I think Escape is better. But if you were to offer to me which one would you rather watch, I would pick Dawn.
Okay.
Because it's an easier, more aesthetically pleasing, higher action, better dialogue.
Cinematography.
Yeah.
Marshall, we will get back to this movie, but can I ask you this question because you've seen the newer movie, and obviously not in a spoiler way, but I want to ask you a question.
Oh, Kingdom?
So for me, I noticed there's obviously the huge gap that everyone noticed between the 2011 film and the 2014 film, where you go, oh my gosh, in 3 years, it's drastically different. Have you noticed a difference? Because you've seen the most recent film. Has there been leaps and bounds again, or is it pretty consistent with what we saw in 2014?
I think I would say it's better than 2014 in relation to the CGI.
Okay. Drastically, or just like appropriately, like, hey, it's been 10 years, it's better?
I only watched it once, so I wouldn't feel comfortable commenting.
Fair. Okay.
But there at no point during the film did I think, oh, that's bad CGI. Whereas when I did rewatch Dawn, I was like, gosh, that does not look like a bear, and those do not look like deer.
That is, you are right. Like, Dawn isn't without its faults. I think the ape CGI, they pick their shots pretty well. Like, it's either close-ups or at night. But you're right. At the beginning, there's some jankiness of like, yeah, that's not what a bear looks like. That's not what an elk. You're right. I guess we can't paint it with rose-colored glasses. It does have its faults too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of the apes primarily using sign language in this compared to spoken word, compared to the original series? Like, it's
annoying when you're trying to get other stuff done while watching it.
Time out. Bad so you're gonna throw and going to the washroom.
You're gonna throw rocks at glass houses for the people watching this on their iPad in a subway station, but the guys like flipping omelets and folding laundry, you can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bit of incongruency there.
No.
If you're watching the movie, then you're watching the movie.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is...
What are you saying?
That... No, I mean, I sat and attentively watched it. It's a satirical line.
Okay.
Or a sarcastic line. No, I mean, I've expressed before my disdain for subtitles. Mm-hmm. It's not bad in this because they are fleeting.
Right.
There's not a ton of them.
Right.
And so I don't mind them in this.
I actually wonder if it serves a practical function of distracting you from the screen for a couple of seconds. Like, you might not notice bad CGI because you're reading. So, like, it also potentially makes for a better overall experience of the visuals.
Yeah, like, maybe that's why we're not honing in on it as much, as because we're focused on their actions. That's actually an interesting point. Stylistically, do you have a problem with it, Marshall, or do you think, like,
with the sign language?
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's one of the best choices they made about the apes. I really loved in the previous film in Rise when that was the way that they communicated. That's some of my favorite part of that film, is just the apes in the compound chatting with each other, especially Maurice. I love Maurice. But I listened to the behind the scenes, some of the stuff for this film, and Matt Reeves was talking about how he felt it was important that for the apes to show that the apes had taken on their own culture and rejected human culture. And part of that is communicating through sign language and morphing sign language into their own version. So it's not even consistent with American Sign Language. It's been adapted.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it even adds to the story.
What's annoying about these films is that all of the director's commentary is all in sign language.
It's a real buzzkill.
Yeah, you're like,
it's just silence.
There's just nothing happening. I don't.
You just hear like hands and movement. So that's an interesting point, Marshall. I like the stylistic choice then, because it's like adding some kind of world building to how they're doing it, but it has maybe some unintended consequences in a good way of distracting us from the CGI, so that we're not honing in on maybe some imperfections. That's fair.
I have 3 notes. Can I get through these 3 notes real quick? No, it's okay. They are one is a positive, and one's kind of a roll my eyes, and the other's like, oh, come on.
Okay.
So the positive is I do like the callback to like even just the writing on their chalkboard type thing. Yeah. Apes don't kill apes.
Yeah.
Right. I like that is a callback to the originals. It's a sentiment that is congruent.
Yes.
Through these films.
And I like Caesar's loophole that's like, you know what, MFer? You're not an ape. So I'm just bye.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. There's an optical flip. So for those who don't know what an optical flip is, an optical flip is a joke, typically a joke, that is set up in dialogue, and then the scene changes and it's paid off with a visual. So an example of this would be a film where, you know, it's Pete and I'm trying to convince Pete to go do something. Come on, man, you know, blah, blah, blah. What's the worst that could happen? Mm-hmm. And then it instantly cuts to the two of us sitting in a holding cell. We've been arrested. We blah, blah, blah. That's an optical flip. Mm. This film does it in a pretty egregious way when there's this whole scene, all this dialogue about like, are all the humans dead? They must be all dead. It's been three years since we've seen a human and there's no humans and blah, blah, blah. And the scene ends and the very next thing are 2 apes running into a guy in the woods. And I'm like, okay, come on. Like,
I never actually,
You could have played that out a little longer, that they're not, that they're not aware. I think there was some stuff to build on there, at the very least. And then the thing that like blew my mind, and I was just like, oh, come on. Right. And I get that it's just like, it's essentially digital set dressing. Mm-hmm. Am I to believe that the prevalence of humans, the fact that humans are constantly driving back and forth across the Golden Gate Bridge is the only reason why there isn't vegetation growing out of the top of the supports? I'm like, it's been 10 years and the Golden Gate Bridge looks like a damn garden, right? And I'm like, piss off. Like, where not a chance in hell is the tippy top of the Golden Gate Bridge now covered in enough nutrient-rich soil that there are plants actively growing out of the top of it.
10 years? I'd argue
But why?
with
But
you.
how? How?
But
How
like,
why?
Because you see sediment on different things like rooftops or where like soil has collected from, I don't know what, quite honestly. Like you do see that in nature. Like random rooftop spots and whatnot. And I agree, it's not people driving on it. Like it gets painted throughout the year.
But I don't know.
Like if they're not painting it,
it's a pretty windy spot, I imagine. So you could say
I don't know that
you couldn't really take purchase.
Yeah.
I don't know that in the 10 years that we're talking about, there are trees growing up through the roads, right? Like I just don't know that it's that. I get why you do it.
Visually,
right? Visually, I get why you do it. From a storytelling standpoint, I understand why it's there. But if you freeze frame and you look at it through a super analytical, super like, okay, how realistic is this standpoint? I don't know that all of the depictions of San Francisco really hold up. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Right. There are houses. There's a house that is like a 5-minute drive from where the studio is.
Sure.
That has been abandoned for at least 15 years.
Okay.
So much so that the back half of the house has collapsed. Right? And I don't know the story. I don't know if it collapsed after people left. I don't know if it collapsed and then people left. Like, I don't know. But it's just this house.
Or if it collapsed and no one left because they were.
But it's just this
roof.
house, and like, it's super dangerous. Don't ask me how I know, but it's still furnished. It's still like people just got up and left. Don't ask me how I know. But it's just been sitting there. And there isn't a ficus growing out of the bathtub drain, right? Like it doesn't happen that fast. Some things, sure, like the walking path up to that. I'm sure there was a walking path at some point. Now it's just all grass because the grass has grown up through the gravel.
Difference in climate, though,
right? But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
There isn't a sunflower coming out of the kitchen faucet. Like it's just not that fast.
I'd like to believe there is.
All right. Those are my 3 notes. That was the entirety of my takeaway from this film.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
There you go. Marshall, what say you? What other aspects do you want to hit on? While you collect your thought, do you not think it's weird that, or improbable that Caesar could walk, let alone fight Coma? I mean, that guy was bleeding out in the woods for days.
I guess the question is, do they give us a sense of how much time has passed?
I guess not, but he's been shot.
Wow, super uninformed question there, Pete.
It's been at least 12 hours. At least.
Wow.
For sure. I think the implication was a couple of days.
Yeah.
And
right?
I mean, I don't know what ape healing like speed is like, or if the same amount of sensory, like if they get hurt, are they as cautious around it the way that humans are? So I don't know in relation to that whether it's realistic or not, but he definitely isn't at his best when he's fighting Coma, and he's kind of like limping and slowly going up this ladder to get to Coma. So
yeah,
I was believable enough for me.
And apparently, I didn't realize this, but apparently chimpanzees eat meat. I was surprised by that because there was the whole elk hunt at the beginning, and I was like, "What are they going to do with it?"
Oh yeah, no,
I didn't realize that.
100%. Like
didn't realize that.
A pack of chimpanzees will crush all you can eat wing Mondays at Hooters. Like you have no idea.
So maybe he was just pounding some red meat, and that healed him up.
Maybe.
No one's going to mention Gary Oldman?
Well, wait. Well, let Marshall. Marshall, what do you want to talk about?
I got lots to say. Gary Oldman, etc. I think where I just sort of quick points. I thought the music is really well done. I've really grown fond of Michael Giacchino as a composer.
Did this? Oh,
yeah,
I genuinely didn't notice it. The music.
I listened to it. It's part of my sort of core Giacchino playlist that I listen to while I'm reading, because it has this kind of suspenseful upbeatness that isn't always super specific to which soundtrack it's from. So it's vague enough that it's kind of suspenseful, but not always as particular as like, oh, I'm listening to the Emperor's march in Star Wars or something, right? So it doesn't take me out of what I'm reading, but it adds to the atmosphere. So I really like a lot of his music, and so I'm kind of more familiar with it when I was watching it.
Excuse me, it's called the Imperial March?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, the sass.
I am super grateful for Marshall guesting on the podcast for the last time. Like it's great to have him. Great to have him. He wants to screw up. This is not even Star Wars. You want to screw up John Williams? You need to talk to me about John Williams for a second and get the names wrong?
Listen, the music didn't stand out to me, but not in a bad way. It blended with the story so well that I didn't even think about it. But in that way,
and I think that's a compliment to the composer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was more just a holistic story versus, this soundtrack is standing out to me right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just a little note. I like the music. Another thing, I found it really good storytelling that they were able to make all of the main character apes feel visually distinct. Which is something that if you look at a lot of the background apes, they kind of have a similarness about them, but all of the ones you have to pay attention to, it's really easy to tell who you're looking at most of the time.
I don't know. I'm nitpicking at the 5 original ones. I mean, maybe they did an okay job at this, but I'm going to just say confirmation bias and then say, yeah, this movie did that better than the original 5. Because the original 5, I don't know how they really stood out from one another. I guess they had different costumes, but frankly, I don't even remember.
Sure. It's been a long time since I saw the original.
I've blocked them out from memory.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of post-apocalyptic landscapes, so all the stuff that Brady was complaining about, I didn't question any of the logic behind it. I just went, that's really pretty.
The realisticness.
Yeah. He appreciates it, if I can speak for him. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I do. Yeah. 100%. And again, like I said, for the storytelling component of it, I get it. I just,
I will say, when do we want to talk about cast? Because I made
that's next on my list.
I made a crack about Marshall. Why'd you pick this movie, and why is it Jason Clarke? But Jason Clarke was incredible.
He's really good.
He really is.
He's better than a John Connor who's like, oh, I'm also now a Terminator.
Didn't watch it.
I don't know that reference.
It's Terminator something or other. Not Dark Fate, something else. I don't know.
Salvation, okay. Genesis.
It's Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen many of the Terminator sequels, even the one with Jason Clarke.
Yeah, he's I do like Jason Clarke.
He is.
Yeah, I think he's good.
He is really good.
I'm not a diehard. I'm not a diehard. Oh, it's the original or it's nothing. So I like his Pet Sematary film.
Oh, okay.
I think he's good in it. I think he's a good actor.
He is. He's got range.
And I like that he is, and this is going to sound offensive. Mm-hmm. I don't mean it to be. I like that he's not Tom Cruise in the face. Right? He's not.
He has an interesting face. He doesn't have an ugly face. He's not a
magazine cover, garden variety, airbrushed Hollywood model hunk.
Yeah. No.
He looks
like
real.
I'm holding up a picture to Brady that's confirming what I'm saying.
He's got some.
He's got the everyman in
unusual
him.
features.
He's got the everyman in him.
Yeah, but even more like he's got some everyman, but he's also got some like even if that was just if that was just a guy in one of your circles,
right?
He'd be a guy with like of all my friends, he's got some of the more unusual facial features.
Sure. Listen,
I think he's a fun looking guy.
But I like that.
Yeah.
About him.
Yeah, he's not your prototypical
poster
boy.
It's not Brad Pitt in that role.
No.
It's not Leonardo DiCaprio in that role. Right? It's a guy.
And without getting into any spoilers, that was my biggest problem with the newest film.
I'm not even sure I know who's in
the lead of that film feels too like
Action
Instagram
star.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna.
They don't feel like a realistic human who'd be like running around.
Okay, I'm not gonna even comment or even.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm not gonna engage in that conversation or in that topic. I'm going to put that in the memory bank, and I'll return to that when we see the new one.
But I swear to God, if we start watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and all of a sudden Ryan Reynolds is there, then all these other films can go to hell because that'll be the only one that matters.
Listen, I'll say Jason Clarke has some range. Watch him in The Great Gatsby. Watch him in Oppenheimer.
Is he in The Great Gatsby?
Yeah, he plays the garage owner whose wife is doing some hanky panky.
That's
He's my favorite part of Great Gatsby.
He looks like a guy that owns a garage.
He's got like the muscle shirt on and the greasy hair and
has an unfaithful wife.
Yes.
That is his face.
Listen,
he's got a face I'd cheat on.
He actually has a reputation for being the guy who has that role in films.
The guy that gets cheated on?
Yeah, there's a podcast that comments on it.
Oh, that sucks. He's the Sean Bean. Yeah. He's the equivalent to Sean Bean dying.
Yeah. Yeah. He's actually Australian, which I think is one of the testaments of how you don't really notice that he's doing an American accent or a British accent or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I love that. Hats off every single time that something like that happens, where you see an actor who's only ever in, that's happened many times where I'll be sitting watching an interview and, Brienne will walk into the room and go, "Why is Margot Robbie doing an accent?" Because that's who she is, right? Yeah. I think most people know now, but I mean, back when Homecoming came out, I'm sure there was a shit ton of people who had no idea that Tom Holland was British.
Sure.
Right. Same thing with me. It kind of blew my mind. Naomi Watts.
Sean Connery. Some people hide their accents so well.
I was going to try and do an impression. It's just, no. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's an example of that.
Wow, yeah, he's in this.
No, but like an example of hiding his
yes,
his
yeah,
accent.
100%.
And you know what? I for some reason I was worried he was going to fall into the trope of being like a double crossing or kind of bloodthirsty leader, and he's not. You get he's an example of someone who's layered, and you get his motivations. He's not trying to be sinister. He's just truly looking out for his people.
No, I mean,
and how he is xenophobic.
He is what? Yeah. Is he?
He is. Yeah. He makes this big speech to the people where he's talking about they might have guns, but they're just animals. So he has no interest in learning or having a relationship. And he makes the decision before the apes ever did any attacking. He says, if you're not back in 3 days, we're going to kill them all. So like he's clearly not a like nuanced or good character. He's very focused on only human motives and interests, but
I guess. But I viewed it, and maybe I was just overlooking it, so therefore I wasn't really paying attention to his flaws. I was just looking at him as like a risk mitigation, where it's like, you know what, he's getting his backup plan of getting the armory ready. You got to have your dots in a row when you're looking out for people. But you're right, when like to go from like 0 to kill every man, woman, and child, that's hard to justify.
Unless they're animals to you, right?
Animals.
In his case, he's like, they're animals. We can do what we need to make sure we get the power so that our community survives. So,
see, I thought that was an Anakin reference when he was calling the Sand people animals.
I think Gary Oldman's character he's inherently antagonistic simply by the virtue of the fact that he's not an ape. And that we are like that Caesar is the protagonist. And that it is, again, at its core, the story is apes versus humans. And so he's antagonistic.
I'm not sure if that's the core.
Well, it's a generalization for sure.
Sure.
But it's a simplification of the plot, or the climate of their world at this point.
It's certainly the tension.
The apes, aside from Caesar, right? Like there's Caesar who sees the potential for good in the humans, but also understands the danger.
Yeah.
And Maurice.
There's Coma, who is very anti-human, and everyone else is just kind of following one of those two.
Sure.
And then the humans are very for the most part, are very anti-ape. And that's born out of several things. A lot of it is fear and ignorance.
Yeah, some more than others. I mean, you have the dam worker who's just a knuckle-dragging buffoon. Yep. But then you've got some more nuance, like the son who's, reading books with apes and doing different things.
And so you could even say the two guys that Koba comes up and interacts with, who they initially like pull up their guns and are like, oh no, what do we do? As soon as they see him acting silly, their guard goes down and they don't immediately go, oh, he's an ape, we're going to shoot him. They like try to interact with him, try to have some kind of a like good encounter, and then tell him to shoo. So it's not that they're antagonistic to him, even though they're on the side that like is guarding the armory and following the rules set by Gary Oldman's character.
But to kind of play devil's advocate a bit, like they are kind of antagonistic in a way of like, it's not like, hey, like I don't know. They're like, hey, try this whiskey because we know it's gonna like blow your brains out because you've never tried it before. Like they're egging him on in a way.
Sure, not to be cruel or to like torture him. They're just like, wouldn't it be funny?
But it's like, it's one of those, they're not laughing with him, they're laughing at him kind of a thing.
Maybe. I felt like they were laughing at some of his antics, but
it's hard
maybe
to say.
Not. I guess it could be interpreted differently.
So honestly, what one of the most heartwarming scenes for me was...
No, hang on. I was still talking about Gary Oldman.
No, I am
he's
too.
Antagonistic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No.
But so I think he's antagonistic simply because he's not an ape, right? And that's what makes him a great antagonist, though. Same with Koba, right? Because they're both antagonists in this film.
They mirror each other really nicely.
They do. I mean, I'm more scared of Coma. Like, that guy has a baseball bat with like nails in it.
Right. But you have, there's two types of villains. There's the villain type that you and I talked about when we were doing War of the Rohirrim, when we were talking about Sauron. And I said, Sauron is one, well, that's the pronunciation of his name. There's people like Sauron who is simply evil for the sake of evil, right? That is how Tolkien wrote him, was just to be, he's just bad, right? He's just bad. And we have, it is just good versus bad is the story of Middle-earth. You have one of the best and most wonderful, also on that side are people like the Joker, right? Who is just chaos and torment and just wanting to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
Then you have, to stay congruent with the superhero villain reference, you have people like the X-Men, the main X-Men antagonist, Magneto. Magneto is such a powerful adversary, such a powerful, wonderfully written villain, because Magneto doesn't see himself as doing evil. He sees humans as evil, and is simply trying to ensure the survival and the thriving of his people, of mutants. And because from his point of view, the humans are going to wipe out and ostracize and destroy all mutants. And so if he doesn't destroy the humans first, then yeah, to him it's survival. And that makes him such a interestingly deep character. Both Koba and Gary Oldman's character are those things. Gary Oldman is not a bad guy. He is a human who is the leader of a colony of humans at a time where there's not a lot of margin for error. There's not a lot of humans left, right? They have survived an extinction event, and not only him, but the majority of his colony sees these apes as a threat to their survival. So it is kill or be killed. Koba, very similar. Like, he goes off the deep end quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he also sees humans, like, he essentially just has a fundamental disagreement when it comes to humans with Caesar. And both of those are tied to their backstory, right? Their previous and past interactions with humans, traumas.
Yep.
But he's not just evil for the sake of evil. He just wants to kill the humans because he sees them as a threat to apes. And there's a fundamental disagreement between him and Caesar, which leads to inner ape fighting because you have apes that agree with both sides. And that's all sort of compounded and made much more interesting. Again, another reason not to skip Rise is
I think you could have some juicy stuff where you have Koba exposed and you realize what a bloodthirsty monster. And then if you had a bit more peeling back the layers of a bit more flashback, then you could get the real juicy sweet of, oh, but he was tortured, he was maimed,
sure.
He was...
But in terms of Caesar, it's not until there is a, oh yeah, final goodbye, hug, go be free, go be home, you're with your people now interaction between him and James Franco, where Caesar was headed, like, for the most of the third act of Rise, Caesar is headed down the same road that Koba goes down. Right? He's the one that starts this revolution, and he doesn't want killing of humans. Right? He stops the other apes from pardon the pun, but going ape and killing the cops. But he's a very Luke Skywalker character. He could have gone either way. There was a lot of potential for Caesar to go dark side.
Luke or
but he
Anakin?
Doesn't. Luke.
Okay.
Oh yeah, all throughout the original trilogy, it's very, very clear that Luke is ambitious, but he's also reckless, and he's over anxious. And Yoda tells him, "Don't go fight Vader. You're not ready." But Luke's like, "No, I'm going. I don't care. I don't care about your warnings that this will lead to the dark side." Yeah, no, Luke almost goes dark side for sure. For sure. Anyways,
I think
No
for me,
comment.
one of the best emotional scenes for me with Gary Oldman was when he was with Caesar and he said, "I never said thank you." And Caesar said, "Ape never have to."
you will never have to.
Wrapping out the cast, I mean, Andy Serkis, I don't know what is there to say. I mean, he's made a cottage industry. He's made a living out of this, like this whole
Playing
CGI
Performance capture. Yeah, which again, like, and I understand there's a huge time gap, and so it makes sense that Caesar's not in Kingdom, but the fact that Andy Serkis isn't involved in Kingdom is kind of bullshit. No, it is. It's, yeah. No,
Well,
you dance with
if
the
he
one
was
that
just
brought
doing
you.
motion capture and wasn't actually doing a voice, I feel like he would feel like he's not fully engaged. So
I
probably
mean,
didn't feel like
but
he had anything.
But he could just do it different. Just don't do Caesar's voice.
I guess.
Right? We're talking about a British
Andy
guy.
Serkis got a pretty distinct voice.
I mean, you play me a recording of Gollum and then play me a recording of Caesar.
I
They're two
definitely,
wildly different.
during this watch, I heard, oh my goodness, that sounded very similar to Gollum. So
Really?
Oh,
at
really?
least once. So
Interesting. I didn't, but that's interesting.
Interesting.
not like that sounds like Gollum's, like,
No.
I don't know, intonations, but I
Some
was like, oh my
shades
goodness.
I definitely hear
Andy
similarities
Serkis
between
100% came through.
I hear
That's interesting.
similarities between Caesar and Supreme Leader Snoke. For sure.
Yeah.
Like they're similar.
Yeah.
lower booming voices.
Right.
Sure.
How close are we to scoring this puppy?
I like I said, I raced through my 3 notes there.
Marshall, is there anything else you'd like to touch on before?
Yeah, I got a couple more things I'd like to say. One just kind of quick thing, Gary Oldman related. I thought that he was kind of underused as the villain in relation to how many characters were in the film. I thought that he could have had a little bit more time, and specifically people that I think that they could have cut out. The guy who does shoot an ape right away and ends up being so present throughout the first half of the film. I feel like if they had made Gary Oldman that character as well, he could have been there for like twice as long. And because Gary Oldman's such a good actor, I would have loved to have seen him more in this role.
It's like, hey, we've got this Ferrari, but instead of us using it all the time, let's just use this old ratted out Honda Civic that's from 1994.
Hey man, you're throwing shade the way of Kirk Ace Vito.
Carver,
He's a great actor.
No, he was good. I didn't have any problem with him. I just thought, as far as how many characters they had, his character easily could have been combined with Gary Oldman's character.
Marshall, have you ever watched Fringe? You strike me as a guy that's seen Fringe.
I haven't.
Oh, I would recommend Fringe.
Is that actor from...
He's in like 30 some odd episodes of Fringe. Fringe is so damn good. It's like a X-Files meets Supernatural kind of thing. But oh yeah, you would definitely like Fringe. Check it out.
Stars John Noble, the Steward of Gondor.
It's got John Noble. It's got Joshua Jackson. Yeah,
I've heard good things.
A great show.
But yeah, so
got
Marshall,
Lance Reddick.
Lance Bass?
No, Lance Reddick. He's the super tall black creepy guy in anything that's ever had a super tall black creepy guy.
He's a black creepy guy in Lost.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, Marshall, you're saying Gary Oldman slightly underused. Good,
slightly
but slightly
underused. I also thought Kerry Russell, the love interest of Jason Clarke's character, I felt like she wasn't really utilized. She was fine as an actor, but she kind of disappeared into the side anytime that anything happened plot-wise.
I agree with you because I am a massive Kerry Russell fan. And so I'm always like, you could ask me, do you think there should have been more Kerry Russell in this film? And I would go, yeah.
I don't mean this rudely, but like, what is she from?
I mean, she's like, what is she not from? She's done Star Wars. She was in Rise of Skywalker. She's the babysitter in Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the curly-haired one that has a crush on Nick.
I think Nick has a crush on her.
Well, I mean, she comes around.
Eventually, after like she's locked in his pocket.
They make out in the car.
Sorry.
Yeah, so she did Rise of Skywalker. She did that. She was in Mission Impossible 3.
Cocaine Bear. Wow. There you go.
The Brendan Fraser, Harrison Ford film, Extraordinary Measures.
We Were Soldiers. Okay, yeah, so she's been in some stuff.
Yeah, she's
underutilized.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know how you guys feel about Cody Smith-McPhee, the younger, their son, or Jason Clarke's son at least, character's son.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't love him as an actor, but I thought he was fine in this. But I did not in any way buy that he would have gone along on this trip out into like the apes might kill us. They said don't come after us, right. And then he's like, "But I'm coming," and they let him come. So
they're like, "Okay." I
feel like all of the focus on his character again could have been focused on someone like Gary Oldman or
right.
Or
again,
Kerry
Russell. You brought the Ferrari. Why are we looking at the Honda Civic here?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize he was the boy from The Power of the Dog. I also didn't realize he apparently is the boy from The Road from Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
When he was quite young.
And Charlize Theron is in The Road. What? Who does she play?
The friend of a giant monkey named Joe. Oh, sorry, that's a different Charlize Theron film.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah,
I have to admit,
we talked about Andy Serkis, but the guy who played Koba, Toby Kebbell, I'm not familiar with him as an actor, but I thought Koba was a more interesting character than Caesar in this.
He played Victor Von Doom in the really shitty Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four film.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if he's done any more motion capture, but I thought he did a really good job as Koba, or at least the people animating him did. And writing him did. He was really good.
Yeah, I have to admit, all these ones you did, I kind of overlooked. They are kind of hidden gems.
Yeah, that's all I had to say for actors. Other than Maurice, the orangutan, has consistently been my favorite character throughout these films. Maurice, like, I don't know what it is about this, like the temperament of this orangutan, but it's, I don't know, I love him.
He does add a sense of, I don't know, stability, and when there's character volatility, and he's just kind of, he's the one everyone goes to when they need when you need a hug. Yeah,
for sure. That's all I had to say for actors. I had a couple of things I wanted to note about moments where I was actually emotional in the film.
Sure.
So like, I think the film's effective in that sense. The one moment is when all of the apes are stampeding the humans, and Koba tells Ash, one of the younger apes, to kill a human. And there's this like second where he's like, and then he's like, no, I'm not going to do that because Caesar wouldn't like it. I found that like a really powerful moment, really potent. And then another one was when Caesar goes upstairs in the house that he used to live in, and he watches the video of him as a younger, as he is his younger self. I found that really powerful. And this was something that I don't know how I mixed this up, but for some reason I thought that it was his son watching the video. And that made it more powerful for me, because the son is in this moment of feeling not sure if he agrees with his dad or not, which has been set up right from the beginning, that he has tension with his dad, whereas Koba has encouraged him. And so in this moment of being like, oh, like apes are better than humans, and I agree with this guy rather than my dad, to watch this film and see all of the good things that he does associate with his dad have been taught to him by a human, I was just like, oh man, that's a really powerful learning moment. And then I was like, oh shoot, that's not him. That's actually Caesar. So I feel like that could have been a more powerful moment, but was still a really good moment.
And just as a side note, like, they coincidentally roll up to that house, right? Like, it was a bit of a coincidence.
Oh no, Caesar actually directs them.
Oh, does he direct them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how he knows the streets of... Yeah. I guess he's had some time to run around once the humans kind of vacated. So maybe he knows a little bit more of the street structure, but... Yeah,
maybe he goes
there. He was like, yeah, turn here.
Yeah. Yeah, hard to know. I was emotional during the whole city hall scene where Koba basically offs that chimp off the railing. I found that was like, okay, Koba, you've done some... I mean, shooting Caesar was not negligible or by any means, but it's like, now you've drawn the line in the sand. It's too far.
You've even broken the rules that you
exactly
have within your own community. Yeah. And this time when I was watching it, I was questioning why the apes continue to follow him after he breaks that rule.
Yeah.
And I think it has something to do with his show of strength, which Caesar at one point says something like, apes always go for the strongest branch, when he's referring to Koba and his ability to lead the apes and the apes following him. So I think it has something to do with they're intimidated by him, so they're following him even though they think they agree with Caesar's mentality. Right. But yeah, after he threw him off, I was like, oh, wow, like this is a real. He's really setting his stage of what kind of a leader he's going to be, and people who continue to follow him willingly as opposed to out of fear.
There's that intimidation factor for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Are we ready to rank that puppy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Who will go first?
I say we give the honors to our guest.
Okay.
Sure.
Marshall?
I'm happy giving this an 8 out of 10. I think it's a good film.
Interesting.
I don't think it's great. Some of it has to do with the CGI not holding up in a couple of places. Some of it has to do with some plot conveniences that I noticed on this watch because I was taking notes, which I didn't notice last time.
Right.
But overall, really effective film, really effective cast. And I really love that the crux of the story is this, like, realizing that it's not a dichotomy of apes good, humans bad, even from a storytelling perspective.
Yep.
But that Caesar's learning, apes are just as good and bad as humans, and that the film shows you good and bad characters on both sides in order to humanize everyone.
Yeah, so. that good and bad is a choice. It's not just the nature of a species.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I really love that about this.
This movie's got so many layers, man. It's not even funny anymore. Brady, what did you give this out of 10?
I give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's good for what it is, which feels like a stepping stone to, it's sort of a, whereas Rise feels like sort of a standalone story. It's a beginning. It's an origin. It's a, it is taking the original story of Planet of the Apes and saying, let us show you how something like this could happen. This one feels like, and this is what might happen afterwards. And let's set up some contention. Let's show you how some infighting might begin. And so it doesn't feel as complete a package to me as a different film might. But I mean, very rarely does a sequel. So it's I can't fault it too much for that. I don't think it's the best Planet of the Apes film that I've seen. I think the one that came prior is just more interesting in the sense that there is that the scientific advancement and then the relation between Caesar and James Franco's character. Like you just get to see things start to progress and you go, oh shit, okay, here we go. And this is like, yeah, there's just more kind of happening in the previous one. Whereas in this one, it's like, okay, we've already established everything we pretty much need to establish. Now let's expand a little. So I like the last one better. But yeah, it's a 7. I think it's fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine.
I'm gonna I'm surprised you gave it that high. So I'm happy to hear that. I'm going to echo exactly what Marshall said. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I think early on I was on track for a 9. And then maybe in the middle somewhere I was kind of brought back to a 7. So I'm going somewhere in the middle with an 8. It was just, I feel like somewhere in the middle that maybe the tempo took a step backwards where where we shoot when the dam worker pulls out his shotgun and then they have to get some goodwill back again from healing the mother to stay a day later. Like it kind of got a little bit slowed down and bogged down in the tempo there. It's like, okay, we get this, there's animosity, let's just move on here. So there's some times where it wasn't perfect, but there's a lot of good stuff in this. The CGI is better.
The plot could have been a little simpler.
What's that? Oh yeah, it could have been.
Right, Brady?
No comment.
Honestly, though, an 8 out of 10. It's really good. It's easily the best of all the movies in the Apes series, and I'm intrigued to see where we go next. We've got 2 more films to go, and I'm curious to see if either of these next 2 uproot this one as the best one. Because if we're ever saving burning DVDs from a fire that's going on, and we have to save one Planet of the Apes movie, this would be the one I'd save.
So far. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'll wrap things up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Marshall, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We are happy that you're here. I'm selfishly happy that you were here to align with me. Of who thought this movie was better
together,
or not.
man.
Stick together, pack it, work in packs. But regardless, thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate you. Thank you for all the listeners for joining us. We appreciate you. Whether you've been here for this whole Ape series or just this movie, or you've been here for all 400 plus episodes, thank you for joining us. Check out our socials below. Give us a good rate and review wherever you can. Check out our Patreon page, our merchandise page. It's ways for you to support the show, help us pay the bills. And until next time, where we review something.
The next episode coming out.
It depends where. It's either going to be a first-time watch or it might be an Apes, depending on
I can tell you what the
know
next episode coming
Do
is.
it.
Yeah. You want to know?
Well, I think the listener does.
Okay. It's so Carl and I have been on a little bit of a apocalypse-a-thon. So it started with me showing him the film Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned around and showed me the film Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
And Carl's never seen 2012.
Oh.
Which is not a great film.
Oh.
No, it's but here's the thing, it's not a great film, but you want to talk about like seeing apocalyptic movies and you haven't seen 2012? It's like notorious.
I think I fell asleep in it.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I truly think Marshall and I watched that when we lived together, and I woke up and I said, why are they getting on a plane with a Russian? And then I said, I don't care.
It is special effects CGI pornography.
Is John Cusack in that?
He sure is. Yeah.
He's like a taxi driver or something.
Or a limo driver, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
How about that?
Hey, I just listened to your A Christmas Mint episode.
The Christmas
I just
party?
I just wanted to run. You guys were asking about movies that are on the line of Christmas movies or not. This year, I decided to watch Hateful Eight. Yay or nay?
Okay.
As a Christmas movie?
It's set completely surrounded by snow. At one point, Mexican Bob plays on the piano. I think it's Silent Night. Does it count?
No, not even remotely.
Is Hateful Eight a Christmas movie?
What does the
Kurt
internet
Russell
say?
says it's definitely a Christmas movie.
No!
And the man played Santa Claus. So
Well-
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to still say no on that, but to each their own. Yeah,
I got to say no.
I'm going to say no.
I would say it's as much a Christmas movie
No!
as The Day After Tomorrow is.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not.
Surrounded by snow. Oh, yeah.
Day After Tomorrow.
I've seen Cliffhanger.
It's got a Christmas
as well.
song, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Die Hard is more a Christmas movie than The Hateful Eight.
I'll take that. I'll take it to the bank.
Yeah. Die Hard's still not a Christmas movie, but that just further
Still
proves
more.
my point.
Yeah.